Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another week of Amazon Seller News Live. We got Eric from Ecom Profit Path with us today. So appreciate you coming on the show, Eric.
Yeah, always a pleasure to be here, Todd. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Eric's really big into brand partnerships, resale. I think you do private label as well, right?
A little bit of private label, yeah.
Little private label, and then a lot of Amazon education stuff as well that you're really good with. So going to be a good show. We had a couple other people scheduled, but unfortunately, things happen and come up. So it's going to be Eric and I holding it down today. Everybody out there who's watching, we always love bringing you guys into the show. So if you got any comments, throw them in the comments and we'll bring them in. If you can't tell, I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold, so apologize if my voice breaks or anything like that. But we'll do our best here and dive into some pretty good news. I think we got some Walmart news, some pay-to-play Amazon news, reshoring news, and then some rather interesting pricing news and lawsuits and such that you guys are going to enjoy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this first one here. If I can hit the right button, there we go. Walmart launches AI first shopping experience checkout within ChatGPT. So Walmart has now joined the list of Shopify, Etsy, and a few others that have partnered with OpenAI to launch an AI-driven shopping experience that allows customers to browse and complete purchases directly inside ChatGPT using instant checkout. This integration enables both Walmart and Sam's Club members to shop conversationally, transforming how consumers discover and buy products online. So this is Walmart's attempt to compete with Rufus, since Walmart, I don't believe, has their own AI department. Nothing similar to Amazon anyways. So Eric, go ahead. What are your thoughts on this?
I love it. I really love it, especially because it's going to be almost like conversational, right? That's the kind of goal here. So let's just say you have some kids and you're like, hey, I want school snacks under $20, right? And now you can have an open conversation with chat and they'll be able to give you these recommendations, which is awesome because I do 99% of my searches now aren't on Google anymore. They're on ChatGPT. So if I could shop,
same.
that's amazing.
Same. Yeah. If I accidentally click over to Google to make a search, I get frustrated really quick and jump over to Grok or ChatGPT and do it immediately because they give you answers immediately. And Google is like, I don't want to scroll through this list of links anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But they are getting better with the ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT, but the AI prompts.
Yes, at the top. Yep. And what I think would be interesting is if it's going to start like learning your behavior once you start interacting with it, or if it's going to use the years of previous information that it has to kind of highlight products that it think will fit your needs.
Yeah, well, that'll be the question, I guess. I'm thinking whether so this is instant checkout inside of ChatGPT, which is cool, but I don't know how many the percentage of people who are shopping in ChatGPT is pretty small yet.
Yes.
I think the more interesting thing would be if Walmart starts implementing ChatGPT into its own website, kind of like Rufus is, where you can search conversationally for products and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. I think this is just the beginning, though. So I would imagine, based on how far we're advancing with AI, that would be the next move, right? To integrate it with Walmart directly, and I'd imagine Amazon would follow suit. I'm surprised they haven't yet. Obviously, they have Rufus, but I don't think Rufus is. Rufus is good. I really, on the seller side, I like their seller assistant. I think it provides okay information. So I mean, they're getting there.
Yeah, so I jumped over to the Walmart article, and it does say it will proactively learn, plan, and predict, helping customers anticipate their needs before they do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're definitely getting all the data from Walmart, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like I just had a baby, right? And imagine where like I've been talking about having this baby for 8, 9 months while my wife's pregnant, and it starts recommending products that new parents purchase. Like that would be cool.
Yes. So that makes me think of an article that I read. It was a few years back now. It might have been 5 or 6 years, but there was a father who got very angry at Target because Target started sending him promotions for new babies and new parents and stuff like that. And come to find out, it was his daughter that he didn't know was pregnant. But Target knew that she was pregnant based on her searching behavior and stuff like that. So that's a rather interesting situation to be in. That you're like, I'm the father, or I'm her dad, I should say, and I
Yeah.
don't even know she's pregnant, but Target does. And that was before AI, really,
Yeah.
the boom of AI. So
What a way to find out.
I know, right? But yeah, they have their ways of getting this information, and with AI, it's going to be even more easy for them to get it and utilize it in ways that hopefully will be helpful and not super surprising like that case.
Yeah.
But those kind of things are definitely going to happen, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think it's all good news. I mean, any integration with learning behavior and a faster response time that understands what I want and when I want it, I think it's all positive.
Yeah. Have you guys been starting to do anything different in regards to optimizing your listings and stuff for the AI world?
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, you mean not using AI, but for AI?
Both, I guess, using
Yeah.
AI, but also for Rufus, say on Amazon, or if you're selling a Walmart, ChatGPT now.
Yeah. No, we haven't been optimizing for AI, but we've definitely been using AI for optimization. And all of
Okay.
our listing creation is now done. We do our keyword research through Data Dive, and then we take those keywords, we plug them into ChatGPT, and we build out listing titles, descriptions, bullet points. The entire listing is built through AI now.
Yeah, we do the same thing. We've got a big prompt and stuff that helps generate all of that. But one change that we've been starting to make is that we will ask ChatGPT or Grok we'll paste in all the product information and then ask it, what are questions that someone could ask
Mm,
Rufus or OpenAI about this product? And then it'll spit it all out. And then we'll say, okay, include answers to those in the bullets and description so that, the AI can more easily pick up on those things.
yeah. Yeah, that's genius because now not only are you solving the customer's problems, because those are the things that they're looking for. Let's say a product historically comes damaged, they maybe want to see how it's shipped to them. So the chips aren't broken or whatever the case is. But now it's optimized for AI as well, because that's what people are most commonly searching. Genius idea.
Yeah, yeah. I've even started putting it in the A plus. Just add in a Q&A section where
Yeah.
I take those questions and make the answers to them.
Yeah.
Anything that can make it easier on the AI to pick up on what it's looking for.
Yeah. Great.
Let's see. PRP 2458 says, what about this, Eric? Optimize listing, first find keyword, and then with help of ChatGPT, A plus content, right? So I think he's talking about just what we just talked about,
Yeah.
which was basically put all your information about your product into ChatGPT and have it create the content for you.
Yeah. 100%. We agree with you, PRP. 2458. That's the best way to do it in today's day and age.
Yeah, you still want to have some human input in there, so provide all the information you can possibly think of. You might even want to take the time to write the title, the bullets, and description yourself and paste it in there, and then have AI improve it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're selling a product that's rather a niche product or product that's more difficult to explain.
Yeah. And then you also want to make sure you're removing all the M dashes and all the weird formatting that sometimes ChatGPT
Yes.
provides.
Yes, they love those long dashes. Those are called M dashes, you said?
M dashes. I don't even know how to make one on my keyboard. I've never even seen one until ChatGPT came around.
Yeah, I don't know how they got that, but it's just it's rather funny indeed. Yeah, I always try to tell it to not use those, but it still struggles not using it
Yeah.
even when you tell them not to.
Yeah,
So
it does.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Regardless, though, AI shopping is definitely the future, and it's going to be a big battle. And I think this is an area where Walmart or others could potentially steal market share from Amazon if they're able to beat Amazon to it, because Amazon has all this in their own world, right? So they're going to want to be very closed.
Yeah.
Where Walmart, Shopify, Etsy, they don't have it. So they're going to be more open. So the way I've described it in the past is Amazon is going to kind of be like Apple. Everything has to be Apple and only works on Apple,
Yeah.
where Windows is more open, Android is more open. And so you got a lot more Android devices from different companies and stuff like that. They've got about equal market share to Apple. So it's going to be interesting to watch this battle of kind of the closed ecosystem versus the open ecosystem.
I agree.
So
Man.
we'll see where it goes, but AI is definitely the future. All right, let's go ahead and dive on to the next one. Find the article here. All right, so Amazon sellers reveal pay-to-play reality as advertising campaigns fail to generate sales. A recent report from Yahoo Finance highlights that Amazon's marketplace has become fully pay-to-play, with new sellers struggling to gain traction without investing heavily in ads. One pickleball paddle brand spent nearly $400 on ads, receiving 121 clicks, but 0 sales, illustrating the difficulty of breaking through even with expert guidance. Veteran sellers like Dave Dama and Alex Yale confirmed that advertising is no longer optional but essential, warning that sellers should expect negative ROI early on before seeing momentum. For Amazon sellers, this underscores the importance of mastering campaign setup, data analysis, and long-term ad optimization rather than expecting quick wins from PPC.
Yeah.
So kind of wanted to get your thoughts on this, Eric, in as to why this person might not have gotten any sales from their advertising, and then also your thoughts on the pay to play.
Yeah. So one, I mean, I would love to see some more data points on there. The pickleball example with $400 spent is, to me, it's not enough data. And what I see immediately is like, if you're getting 121 clicks and no purchases, it might not be an ads issue. It's probably a listing issue, where something about your listing isn't communicating to the buyer properly, and they're looking on it. The ad is enough for them to click on it. They get to your landing page and they're like, nope, this isn't the product that I want. So when I see that, it doesn't seem like it's an ads issue. It seems like it's a listing issue.
Yes, that was my thought. As soon as I seen that, I'm like, if you're getting 121 clicks and no sales, then you're not targeting correctly. So your listing is either optimized wrong, or you're targeting keywords that are not relevant to your product.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if he's using an auto campaign or not, but I mean, with 121 clicks, you should accidentally get a sale if you're doing anything correctly.
Yeah.
So I would love to see the listing. Like, do they have one photo and no bullets, no A+, anything like that, or what exactly is going on?
Yeah, I agree. And I would also like to see some more historical data too. I mean, $4 in the ad world is not a lot of money. People are paying millions of dollars to be in commercials and, Super Bowl ads. And then they're spending tens of thousands of dollars for highway marketing on billboards. And then they're spending tens of thousands of dollars for like Costco center 30-day campaigns in their shopping booklet. And then like local grocery stores, tens of thousands of dollars. So $400 in the ad space is not a lot of money.
No, not at all. But even so, you should get a sale off of
Yeah.
it. I mean, 121 clicks, $400. How much per click is that?
It's like
400 divided by
360
121,
maybe. Yeah.
330. So it's a relatively high cost per click. So he's bidding high enough and getting the clicks. He's just something's wrong with his listing, or he's got a bad product or something
Yeah.
like that.
But I do agree with this article where it talks about how ads are critical for launching new products. And it makes absolute sense because Amazon and even Walmart, right? They're review-based marketplaces. So like the only way to get your product to the top of the page is if a lot of people are purchasing it and it has a good feedback rating and the seller reviews are good. And like it's a killer product. So the only way to do that is to get it in front of people to initially make those product reviews and give it those star ratings and start giving it a sell through to get detected in the BSR. So it's a very important part of the game, but it doesn't need to be a long-term strategy where you should be spending, tens of thousands a month every single month, because soon it will get organic clicks and purchases.
Correct. Yeah. The days of just being able to jump on Amazon and sell are definitely gone. Advertising is definitely a requirement if you want to do really well.
Yes.
You could start getting some sales, a handful of sales without doing any ads, just by having a really good listing and everything and a good product. But it's going to be really slow going to be able to make that happen without running a bunch of ads.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a lot of this too is just wrong expectations. Like initially, first couple months of ads, you're going to expect your cost to be higher, lower margin, because you kind of got to generate that traction. And then you're able to scale back.
Correct. Yeah, that's pretty much what we usually recommend to people. Obviously, we create the listing, really nice photos, title, bullets, A+, and then get all the ads ready for the launch, right?
Yeah.
And we usually tell them, depending on the market that you're in, the category, between $2,000 to $6,000 per month for ads. And expect to probably lose money on those ads for the first 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
That's just what you have to do to build your market share and get placement and everything else these days.
Yeah. Yeah. And then consistent keyword research, right? Like adding negative keywords, going higher on your bids for great converting keywords, decreasing bids for not well performing keywords. I mean, there's so much optimization that needs to happen there.
Yep. Yeah. The good news is there's a lot of really good ad software out there now that you can automate a large majority of this, but you still need to know what you're doing to be able to set up the proper campaigns and everything. So if you pay someone to set everything up for you and get it working properly, then you can do a majority of what you need to do through those ad platforms. But you still need someone who knows what they're doing to get it all set up.
Agree, 100%. And that's been always our business model. We will pay a service for 3 to 6 months just to kind of set up the initial campaigns. If we have like large brands we're launching. And then what we do is we use their weekly or biweekly strategy calls to kind of optimize and teach us even more about ads. And then we let the service go and take it all in-house.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Same kind of thing. It's hard to say if it's pay to play. I mean, I think pay to play is the wrong thing. I mean, if you look at the retail space, you're going to sell your product in Walmart. Is it paying to play to run ads on TV and in maybe run coupons in Walmart's paper that they give out and pay to get the front of the aisle space and stuff like that? Is that pay to play? I mean, it's the same kind of thing. You're just doing it digitally instead of in a retail store.
I think we could just call it building a business.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's part of the problem, right? We were spoiled on Amazon for a long time because it was so amazing. You could just throw anything up and start getting sales
Yeah.
back in the day. And now you have to build a real business. So, real quick, I see Zulai in the chat here trying to get a hold of me. Not sure why I haven't gotten your emails. I've been looking for them, but I am in my Instagram right now. If you want to jump over to my Instagram and shoot me a message, I'll be watching for it. So hopefully we can connect and figure out what's going on. But yeah, any other last thoughts on this, Eric?
No, I think we covered it all.
All right. Yeah, Amazon is getting harder, and you got to be building a brand and building a business, doing everything that you need to do.
I agree with that 100%.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to a new topic here. Reshoring is supply chain flexibility. More e-commerce brands are rethinking global sourcing and moving parts of their production back to the US to gain speed, control, and flexibility amid tariffs and global uncertainty. Walmart is leading this push through its $350 billion domestic sourcing initiative, proving that reshoring can strengthen both supply chains and brand trust. For Amazon sellers, reshoring offers shorter lead times, better quality control, and stronger made in the USA appeal. Key advantages when competing in fast shipping and authenticity. Balancing domestic production with selective global sourcing could become a strategic edge for sellers facing rising tariffs and volatile import costs.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience in this world, Eric, with sourcing and such and helping people source?
Yeah, 100%. So we had 3 or 4 private label brands that we built, one in the baby space, one in the kitchen space, and they were originally all manufactured in China. And about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now, we found a manufacturer that could produce it for a very small percentage increase to get it manufactured right in upstate New York. So we were like, you know what? It's worth the additional 3-4% to get it manufactured in the States. And this is prior to all these tariff shifts. And thank God we did it prior, because I mean, your average tariff right now, you're looking at some even above 20%. So that's a huge increase in cost to these brands. And when you're building a brand, you need to keep every dollar possible. So I think it's a huge play. And I would be looking, if I had manufacturing overseas, especially in some of these high cost tariff countries, I would be immediately looking to get it manufactured in the US, or at least in a lower tariff country.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with all of that. Not everything can be manufactured in the USA cost effectively, but many things can. And if not in the USA, maybe India or some other lower tariff country, although all that's kind of shifting and stuff, which I don't really like that it keeps shifting all over the place. I think we need to be more consistent with the tariff numbers, whatever we set it at, and keep it there so people can plan. But I don't see this going away with tariffs on China anyways anytime soon. I think the tariffs there are here to stay. Even when Trump is out of office, the previous time that Trump was in office, he put tariffs on China. Biden did not remove them. He left them in place. So I would predict that the same kind of thing would happen with whoever the next president is as well. Yeah,
I agree. And I like that it highlights being selective with these decisions. Like, you don't have to get every single SKU you create, switch to US manufacturing or another country's manufacturing. And you don't even have to get every component switched. Like, maybe if it's an electronic, you just want to get the electronic part manufactured from China and assemble it somewhere else. So I think it really highlights that. And I think it's an important thing, because they're not like fear mongering us like, hey, manufacture everything in the US. They're saying run the numbers and make educated decisions on what you should be doing.
Yeah. Again, run a business, right?
Yeah.
That's something we were talking about. PRP says that India now has a 50% tariffs, which I believe is correct. And that's what I was talking about. That's driving me crazy, like with all the changes. The 50% tariffs on India right now are due to their support of or buying oil and stuff from Russia, I believe. So Trump is trying to stop that. So it'd be nice if all this could kind of settle out so you can make decisions. But I would not anticipate India staying that high. India is more of a democratic country, and we've been friends with them for a long time. So unless something really crazy happens, I would see those tariffs eventually going away, especially once the Ukraine war gets wrapped up.
Yeah. And I think Trump still needs to manipulate the stock market more to make billions of dollars for him and his buddies before we see a level out on these tariff negotiations.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him. That's for sure. He does a lot of good stuff and a lot of stuff that drives me crazy. So it all depends. I like to always say, if somebody asks me if I like Trump, I usually say it depends on the minute.
Yeah.
It shifts that quickly sometimes. All right. So I don't particularly bring a lot of products in from overseas, but a lot of the suppliers that I work with do. And they've definitely been struggling with the tariffs and stuff because they get a lot of their stuff from China. So they've been working on shifting them. The problem with suppliers or manufacturers in the United States is that they are much more difficult to get a hold of than in China, because there's not like an Alibaba platform for the United States. And I find a lot of these companies in the United States are looking for, giant contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't want to do 500 units or 1,000 units. They're looking at 10,000 or 100,000 units kind of things.
This is true. The people in China, those manufacturers are fighting for business. So they're willing to negotiate low MOQs. I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah. So that'll be something be interesting to watch if that shifts at all in the United States as it becomes more commonplace for people to source from the United States in these other countries, if they will get more platforms and stuff that are targeting the USA and India and Mexico and things like that to make it easier, and if these manufacturers will open up to the smaller orders or not.
Yep.
All depends on if it's profitable or not for them to do it. It may not be profitable for them to do 500 units in the United States.
Yeah. Once again, they're running a business, so they're running the numbers and saying, hey, this doesn't make sense for us.
Yep, exactly. All right, cool. Anything else on that before we move on to the next one here?
No, I think we covered everything there, Tom.
All right. Let's see. So this next one here is about price history. So we've got an article, or a post, I should say, from Rhea Gurnett. Let me find her here. So Amazon tests price history feature. Transparency just became a pricing strategy. So Rhea reports that Amazon is testing a new price history button on mobile product pages, allowing shoppers to view past pricing directly on Amazon, a major move towards transparency and compliance. This feature could boost consumer trust while helping Amazon address increasing regulatory pressure over misleading discount practices. For sellers, Gurnett notes that this could reshape pricing strategy, ending inflated price listing, forcing consistency across marketplaces, and rewarding authentic discounts that convert better. Expect Amazon's algorithm to begin prioritizing honest pricing and accurate deal history as part of overall buy box performance.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes in conjunction with this other article. Amazon is facing a lawsuit over alleged fake Prime Day discounts. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this popped up in the Amazon mobile app at the same time as this lawsuit news came out.
I don't think so either. And if you look at this listing here that Raina has the circle with the arrow pointed to it, you can see that it says list price and it's crossed off. I can't see the price, but it looks like what, 99.99.
Yeah, 99.99, and they're selling it for 49.99.
Yeah. So if you were to look at like list price is something that sellers can manipulate in the back end of the product, right? Because that's like essentially the MSRP. So you can go into a listing and add an extremely high list price, and Amazon will show that discount. And this is a huge complaint from shoppers on Prime Day and the deals day they just had, 30 days ago. So I think this transparency is good for customers, and I think it's Amazon just protecting their ass.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And this is a screenshot that you sent me, Eric, because you have this on your mobile app. I don't. So what it does when you hit that price history is it pops up Rufus AI. So getting people into the AI world. But it brings up either a 30-day or a 90-day price history graph, which is pretty cool. I mean, myself as a shopper, I like to shop on my computer so I can see the keep a graph as much as possible when I'm buying products, especially if it's more expensive, to see if I can expect the price to go down anytime soon. So this will definitely be helpful. It's a small link, so it's hard to say how many people will actually see it and use it. But I think it's in response to people manipulating the pricing on Amazon for sure.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, so I have that listing where that screenshot you're showing me, I have that listing open, and it says $13.90, 27% discount. List price was $18.99. So that's a clear MSRP setting in the back end of the listing, because we could see here in 90 days, it's never been at $18.99.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So, and that's a regular tactic that most people use. I mean, I've done that before. You just enter that high, so you get that nice discount percentage. And it's just on kind of a gray area of something that you just had to do to be able to compete in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazon has gotten more strict with it, though. I've noticed. Like we just launched a product and we put the MSRP in there, which is the correct one of I believe it was $21.95 is what we put in there.
Yeah.
But then for the launch, we're selling it for $14.99, and then we're going to slowly raise it up to that $21.95. And they are not giving us the strike through price on the launch. So Amazon is moving away from that ability to just enter whatever number you want in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder what their reasoning is. I wonder if it's like a percentage, or it's maybe they're restricting it for newer ASINs. I'm sure they have some methodology to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perhaps we should have started selling it at the $21.95 and got a few sales and then decreased it down. That might have worked, but since Amazon has never seen it at the $21.95, they're probably like, yeah, I don't think so. And so they're just not giving it, even though I'm not cheating. That really is the price that we're going to get it up to. Just for the launch, we're trying to, blow through sales to get ranking and everything else. So, yeah, it's the lawsuit though is going to be interesting to watch. I'm not sure what the law is around fake discounts. If you're artificially increasing the price and then lowering it, I'm not sure what the law is around that. But morally, regardless, it's there's a little moral gray area for sure.
Yeah, I would imagine it's probably. Listen, I'm no lawyer, but I would imagine you can't advertise something that's discounted if it's never been listed at that price, right? Because now you're just making up random numbers. And I wonder if this is a class action lawsuit. Does it say, or is this just an individual or like a law firm who's deciding to take this on?
So it says it was brought by Kathy Armstrong of California and Aloha of Maryland. So it's two people bringing it. I bet you it will turn into a class action. Amazon relied on fictional list prices to exaggerate percentage off deals. So exactly what we were just talking about, fake list prices. So I could see this being a major issue. Like if the actual list price for a product that the brand gives is say $20, and somebody goes in there and enters $30 just so
Yeah.
they could make $20 look like a discount,
Yeah.
that could definitely be a big issue, especially if they publicly posted that list price
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah. And to your point, I think it would be acceptable if the product was ever listed at that price. Like the product launch you did, if you listed it for 5 weeks at $21.95, I think that is a reasonable list price discount because it once was that price.
Yeah, and the product is the list price from the brand is $21.95. So if someone asked the brand themselves, that would be the list price. So it's not like we made that up.
Yeah.
That's what we actually want to sell it at. We're just running a sale for the launch.
Yeah.
So I think what maybe this lawsuit is about is that if the list price is $20 and you go in there and enter at $30 anyways, and then you're selling it at $20 just to get that discount sign on there, that I could definitely see being an issue that they could sue over.
Yes.
Because you're legitimately artificially inflating the list price to something that isn't real. The question will be, like what they're showing here in the Consumer Affairs article is they're showing a Roku. Amazon doesn't own Roku, so who went in there and actually manipulated the price? It probably wasn't Amazon unless it's sold by Amazon. They don't show there who it's sold by. If it was sold by Amazon, then maybe Amazon can be held liable. If it's a third-party seller, that makes it a little bit more of a gray area as to whether they'll hold Amazon accountable or not. But it could be huge if they do.
Yeah. And I'm pulling up that listing right now, and it is sold by Amazon.
It is. Okay. So in that case, they could come after Amazon because it's Amazon selling it and on Amazon's platform. So they really should have the correct information in there.
Yeah. And it's been sold by them for this listing that she took a screenshot of is 183 days old. It's been sold by, looks like, only Amazon for all 183 days.
Okay. Now you've got Keepa up there probably. So it says the list price is $29.99. Has it ever been sold at $29.99?
Let's take a look. It has. Yes, it has been.
Has it?
But it's interesting because there's a new there's a black line which is used at $29.99, but the buy box. Oh no, yes, it has been sold at $29.99. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so technically that wouldn't be a fake discount then.
No.
It all depends on legally how many days they're looking at. If they're trying to say, oh, if it hasn't been sold at this price in the last 90 days, 180 days, they may be targeting something like that. So it'll be interesting to keep a look out on this and see where this goes. So right here, they're calling out 90 days before Prime Day. So that's what they're targeting is the 90-day price history, it looks like.
Yeah, and I wish these two people who filed this lawsuit would have reached out to someone like myself or you to verify this, because this listing was listed at $29.99 on July 5th. And I think Prime Day is like the middle of July. So like this was a terrible example to use in the article.
Yeah, for sure. And down here in the examples, they're using an 8-inch Android Kids tablet, which was marketed as 40% off. List price of $119.99. But the most expensive it had been was $85 before Prime Day, the 90 days before. So the deal price was $72.18. So they were kind of taking advantage of that $119.99 list price, even though it hadn't been sold at that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. This is one of those gray areas that everybody who sells on Amazon has kind of been using it and taking advantage of it, because there really has been no rules or guidance around it. And you just sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get the sales on Amazon because everybody else is doing it,
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where it goes for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. Let's see if we got any more questions. No other questions or comments in the chat. So I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up there. Eric, if people want to check you guys out, where can they find you?
Ecom.profit.path. Send me a message. Happy to help with anything.
Okay, awesome. And we're over at Amazon Seller School. We are making a change to doing this on Thursdays here next week. So anybody out there who's a normal watcher, we're moving from Friday to Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So look forward to seeing everybody next week and going forward. But Eric, appreciate you coming on the show.
Likewise. Thanks for having me, Todd.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody have an awesome one out there.